What's up, everybody? Josh Clow here. If you guys read the title already, I'm going to be discussing about Jordan Love and why he's not the answer for the Miami Dolphins. Why the Miami Dolphins should not even consider drafting Jordan Love and it should be off their radar right now. When you go into draft day, he is a guy you overlook and say he is not our guy. If you guys don't know anything about Jordan Love, he's a junior at a Utah State. Utah State's out in the Mountain West Conference, so you guys can look up their games, his stats, and all that through that. And like I said, he's a junior, so he's coming in early to go into the draft. A lot of people, experts and analysis, are saying that Jordan Love's going to be a potential first round pick. A lot of them are projecting Patriots are going to give him, but they're also projecting that he could be the third or fourth best QB coming out into this draft now in the matter of the last couple of weeks. Just his stock has just risen drastically in the last couple of weeks. And I'm just going to debate and discuss why I don't see that. And even if he might be, why the Dolphins should not even consider it. First, I will have to say he is physically gifted, athletically, and talent. He has speed. He has strength. He has the size. He has some pretty decent footwork. But one of the big things about him that a lot of people have been saying, even I agree, is that he has bad decision making skills. If you look back onto his 2018 season, they went 11-2. Pretty solid. 3,500 yards, 32 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. 2019, the year that just happened, he regressed. 3,400 yards, only 20 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. 17 interceptions. He more than doubled. He almost tripled his interception rate from last year to this year. And I don't know about you guys, but that's a big red flag in my opinion. Bad decision makings. A lot of turnovers. That's something you really want to start looking at when you start drafting a guy definitely high, with the Dolphins at a considerable 18, at the 18th pick. Do you want a guy who just threw 17 interceptions his junior year and say that he's a first round talent? His problem is he looks at his first read a lot. He stays on that first read. He goes back to his first read. And I get it. If you have a star wide receiver like in the NFL, you have a Julio Jones, you have a DeAndre Hopkins, you have an Odell Beckham, you want to throw it to him. That's your best player on the field. But if he's not open, there is no possible way that this is going to go in as a completion, a first down, a touchdown. You don't make that throw unless you're desperate. Something that Aaron Rodgers does. Aaron Rodgers is not going to force a pass into triple coverage unless he absolutely needs to. Say he's down, last final minute of the game. That's different. But Jordan Love, just regular time in the game, be a first down, 1st and 10. He's locking on his first read. He looks at his second. He might go back to his first read. He won't go down his reads. He just goes right back because that's what he's comfortable in, and that's what hurts him the most. He's going to throw it to his first read even if he's not open because that's what he wants to do. That's what he's comfortable, and like another thing, it's a red flag. That's not what you want in the NFL. Sure, your star wide receiver is going to get 20 targets a game, but that 20 targets only lead to 7 receptions and 3 interceptions on targeting that guy. Do you really want him? You're looking at basically the next Jameis Winston. 30 interceptions in a season. You don't want that. You really don't want that. So he's too focused on his first read. In the NFL, you have 3 to 4 receivers, 5 if you count running backs. Got to look them all down. Second, he was on a bad team. So, yeah, you can see possibly why he regressed. But when you go into the NFL, great quarterbacks make can oversight a bad team. Aaron Rodgers, the Packers, always been contenders. Always in the playoffs other than that one year. But Aaron Rodgers makes that team so much better. Take Aaron Rodgers off the field, you can see that Packers team is nothing without Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers makes the Packers who the Packers are. New England Patriots. I have a lot to say on the New England Patriots. But as of right now, as an example, Tom Brady. Tom Brady, yes, his arm strength is gone. He's really old now. But they went 12-4 because of him, because he knows how to do reads. He knows the route running. He can get you down the field, 2-minute drives. Russell Wilson. Seahawks has not been that great of a team in the last couple of years. Yeah, they still have a decent defense. But their defense started been slacking lately. Giving up 400 or 500 passing yards to, below average, QBs. But Russell Wilson makes the magic to keep the Seahawks in contention. And that's what those quarterbacks do. You take a bad team and you still make something happen out of it. Jordan Love, for instance, didn't really make things happen. He barely got Utah State qualified for a bowl game this year. They went 7-6, or they went 7-5, lost the bowl game. They barely qualified for the bowl game. Is that something you really want as a QB? My opinion, no. Moving down. They only played 2 ranked teams this year. 0-2 against those ranked teams. They had to play number 5 LSU, which they lost 42-6. They lost to number 20 Boise State. They lost 56-21. There's huge numbers right there. 42-6, 56-21 against actual decent college teams. So he's not really that well against decent teams. Meaning, you're going against the NFL. There's 31 other teams. Yes, some of them are bad. But at the end of the day, all those guys are professional athletes. In the division that he played, or the conference he played in, a lot of those guys will not make the NFL draft. He was not in a Conference 5 or top 5 conference. He was not in the SEC. He wasn't in the ACC. He wasn't in the Big Ten. He was in the Mountain West, okay? If you're going to be a projected first-round quarterback, you should be winning 10 games every year. Like 2018 he did. 2019 he didn't. Another thing on him. A lot of people should say, and I think so too, he should stay his senior year. See what he's really made of. Yes, you have the potential to be a first-round pick. He's going to go anyway because you have that. He doesn't want to hurt it. But he is definitely not NFL ready and should make the decision to stay. He's not going to, but in my opinion, he should stay. And then lastly, before I move on, he had regressed drastically from 2018 to 2019. If he can regress that much, can he really progress professionally into the NFL? That's a big question that a lot of people need to start, to consider it of. Can he? He was really bad this year. The NFL is a whole different ballgame. They're different. It's harder. You're going against monsters in defense. I mean, can he? For the Miami Dolphins, Brian Flores is not a quarterback guru. That is a fact that everyone should accept. Because if he was, Ryan Fitzpatrick would never have been benched. Josh Rosen would have been possibly a top 10 QB and would have started for most of the season. And the Dolphins wouldn't be down on the bottom for offense. He is not a quarterback guru. Ryan Fitzpatrick is not an elite quarterback to learn from for a guy like Jordan Love, who is not NFL ready, who needs a lot to learn from. Ryan Fitzpatrick is not the guy. What Jordan Love need, if he's going to go into the NFL, he needs to sit behind Drew Brees or sit behind Tom Brady until they're done in their career, and then Jordan Love can step in and learn from that. Do what happened to Aaron Rodgers, sitting back and watching Brett Favre for 2 to 3 years before he coming in. Jordan Love is not ready for the NFL, and Ryan Fitzpatrick is not the guy to learn from. That's my opinion. If that's going to happen, the Dolphins has wasted a very high pick on a quarterback that may not succeed. And lastly, the biggest question of all. He is physically talented. But is he NFL talented? Is he ready for the NFL? Is he ready to be a first-round pick? Or is he just in a quarterback inflation that we have this big quarterback draft? We're going to go after quarterbacks. This is the next best draft since 2012 / 2016, 2017, whenever, actually it was 2018 when Baker Mayfield, all those, but all those guys are still kind of in consideration. So really 2012 when you had that big quarterback class. Is he talented or is he just in a quarterback inflation? And in my opinion, what Jordan Love needs is essentially what Dak Prescott needs. He needs a perfect team to succeed on. He needs a defense. He needs an O-line. He needs a star wide receiver. He needs a star running back. He needs all these different things for him to succeed. And the Dolphins, they're building onto that. They don't have that. And there is no guarantee that the Dolphins can build a perfect team around him. Yes, they're going to try their best, but his whole career, he's not going to have a perfect team. And as a problem with Prescott. Prescott did well when the team is perfect. Take away the offensive line. Take away Zeke. Dak Prescott played terrible. And I think that's the same thing what Jordan Love is. That's what I'm going to compare to for Dak Prescott. He needs a perfect team for him to succeed on. And the Dolphins is not that perfect team. And that's why the Dolphins should not consider Jordan Love to be drafted at any point. Even if he falls to 3 or 4 for some reason, the Dolphins should not draft him at all. There are different other quarterbacks that are so much better that don't need a lot of these things that I just pointed out. Like Jake Fromm doesn't really need all these. Jalen Hurts doesn't need all these. You can go get guys who are just better and doesn't need so much more to succeed. So that's my opinion on Jordan Love and why the Dolphins should go get him. Let me know down below what's your thoughts on Jordan Love, what's your thoughts on the Dolphins, who they should get. I know a lot of you guys are saying Tua, but there's a possibility that the Dolphins cannot get Tua for multiple reasons. He gets picked before us, someone trades up, or the Dolphins just listen, he's hurt, he has a hip injury that behind our offensive line is going to get hurt again. Maybe we should get the best player available and get a QB at 18 or 26 or even, second round and try to find the franchise guy there too, because there are franchise QBs who were not first round picks who are doing very well, like Russell Wilson, Tom Brady. So, like I said, let me know down below what you guys' thoughts on Jordan Love, what my opinions are. If you guys want to debate, we can debate, but that's what my opinions are. And lastly, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting me. If you guys haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Sorry that the quality is not the greatest. I am going to be working on that. We're going to take a little bit of time, definitely through this pandemic. I don't have a lot of money, but once funds get back up, I am going to try to get a better camera. It's going to get some editing software. So just bear with me for the next couple weeks / months, and I promise you guys are going to get better quality. But thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day going into the great weekend. I'll catch you guys in the next video.